welcome to Brighton's of Lancashire Restoration Co. Well, I've not filmed for a while, been a bit preoccupied on a job that went on and on and on, the stonework job. However, that's now completed, customers happy, paid up, everybody's happy. So what are we on with? Well, we've started doing a Victorian cottage. Now this cottage in its day was an inn known as the Trawboat Inn. It's now Trawboat Cottage, or cottages, because it was split into two cottages back in the 1960s. So the job is we have to strip off paint. Yep, somebody's painted all the brickwork to the external and pointed it with sand and cement. It's 9-inch wall, no cavity, so as I say, we have to remove all the paint, remove the sand and cement pointing, repoint with lime. When the outside's completed, we've then got to go inside, strip off the modern plasterwork and re-plaster with lime. So it's quite a big job. Now then, today I'm going to continue with the cutting out of the old sand and cement pointing. Get rid of that so the building can start to breathe again. I've also got a meeting with a client. It's a church. I've got to go and talk about the repointing of this bell tower. We've already priced it. The job's been accepted as far as I'm aware. I think they just want to go over a few fine points. So we'll leave it there and I shall go and do a bit of work and we shall see you shortly. Well, this is the latest project. This used to be an old Victorian inn known as the Trawboat Inn. It's now two cottages and we're removing all of that horrible paint and cement pointing and going to repoint with a quicklime mortar. It's taking some getting off this paint, combination of needle guns and sanding and all sorts of things just to get it back to brick. Also doing the stonework, as you can see there from the door. We've taken the paint off that and off the sills and heads. Right, I better do a bit more. Well, this is quite an historic building, and as you can see here, we've done a little test panel on the line pointing. Still got to cut all that out there yet. It's slow going. What I'm having to do is put a cut through it and then chisel out, because this sand and cement pointing that somebody's done is rock hard and it's bringing all the harris off the brick. On the stone, what we've got to do is we've got to cut some little slips and put them in, because somebody's fitted a door and done it set back so the stone didn't fit anymore, like up there. So I've cut some pieces, obviously removed all the foam and reset, planed the stone off to clean it up. Still wants a little bit of work yet, but that's later on. Right, so we're not going to show me cutting out, because that's rather boring and rather noisy and dusty. So we'll leave it at that and we'll catch you in a bit. Okay, what we're doing now, we're just trimming up. We put the grinder through the cement mortar. Normally I'd just take it out by hand, but the mortar's that hard, I've had to put a grinder through it. And what I'm doing now is just chipping off the little bits of mortar that are left on the bricks. Now at some stage in this building's history, somebody has smeared sand and cement all over the bricks. So they've got little traces of it, you know, and it's not really practical to get it off because it's in deep. So what I'm going to do is use a brick toner and just touch up on the cement just to tidy it up. It's the only thing I can think of doing. They basically ruined the bricks. You know, a builder that thought he was doing the right thing, obviously. So that's what we're going to do. Once it's all cut out and ready for pointing, we'll just touch up the bricks with the brick toner, which will disguise the bits of cement on it and just make it look a bit nicer. And of course, it's totally breathable, the toner. So that's okay for what we're doing on the conservation side of things. But we're taking these joints in about 25mm right back into the line bedding. And once it's all cut out and cleaned up, I'll go over it with a little air gun and blow all the muck out, and then we'll give it a good saturation. Now you see this piece of stone here, that's been planed off. Lovely piece, and that was painted. You can see under there, black. Who paint that black? I mean, it's a lovely piece of stone. Right, well, we'll leave you there. Just those bits there, I've just had to replace those few bricks this morning because they were rotten and gone, so I'll put some new ones in there. And that's it for a bit. I'm going to crack on. Okay, so that's all cut out now. Trimmed up the edges. They've all pretty much lost the Harris, but I think a lot of them, to be honest with you, if you look at that, a lot of them didn't have a Harris. These bricks are known as a Westby brick, which are locally produced, or were, and they weren't the best in the world. Right, so what we're going to try and do now is get the paint off that. And crack on. So we shall see you in a moment or two when I've done a bit more. Yes, replacing some bricks. Got a fluted brick here, as you can see. Of course, the one that was in there was rotten, so what I've done is I've cut a new one out of a common, and that's going to go in there, obviously bedded up like that. It saves me hunting the salvage yards for days and days trying to find one. Okay, I shall bed it in and come back to you. Okay, and that's the brick in. Now, whenever you're doing brick replacement, you go in under a brick and make sure that you pack that top joint solid. A lot of guys, they just put a bit on the top of it, and that's not really taking any weight doing that, so make sure it's compact. I mean, these beds now on joints are full from back to front, and that's how it should be. And of course, we're using lime. This is a quick lime mortar that I actually mixed. I mixed that last Wednesday, a week ago. So I mixed this, and it's still good. Just put a little bit of polythene on top of the bucket, and that's it. It stayed lovely. Now then, that's pretty much it for that one. Okay, got one on the other side to do. It's got a crack in it, so I shall take that out now and then cut a fresh one for there. Well, it's now first thing in the morning, just after 8, and this morning we're going to start cutting out these joints. This is on the ground floor now, and when we've done that, we've got that lovely stone plinth there that's going to plane off to make it look nice and new and clean. Here we go. Well, this is the Drawboat Inn. Now, this building that we're working on was originally erected in 1865. So it's been there a fair old time. Now, when you think the mortar, once I've got rid of that horrible sand and cement, the mortar we're cutting through and that we're going to replace was mixed back in 1865. Very, very long time ago. Yeah, it's still good. So that's just a testament to lime mortar. You know, it's not rotten, it's not had it or anything like that. The only reason that we're doing it is because somebody's come along at some point and put sand and cement pointing in, which obviously is no good for the building. Now then, next to
the trouble in itself, eventually they had a little bowling green, they had a strawberry gardens, so it was quite a nice little place, really, I suppose. But it didn't last forever, unfortunately. You know, things do close down. And eventually, in 1967, the building was turned into 2 cottages, and it was no longer a pub. Anyway, what we're trying to do here is get rid of the sand and cement pointing. So I'm cutting this in to about 25mm. Rule of thumb says that really you need to be doing it to double the width or double the length of the joint itself. So if you've got 10mm, you do it to 20mm deep, and so forth. Right, so we'll let you carry on watching the video.
Right, well, we've got the tools of choice to start removing all the little bits of cement mortar that's left on the bricks. It's also very important to make sure that your joints are cut square. You know, you don't really want to be leaving any in, even if it's a lime mortar, you need to get it out. Because that way, you know, you've got a full bed from top to bottom, and once compacted, it'll last for many, many years. And of course, it's very important that you get every last drop of cement mortar off, because this stuff will hold water onto the masonry and rot it. course, if you're a bit of a novice but you fancy having a go at doing a bit of line pointing, you don't have to mix your own. You can get a pre-mixed one, places like Cornish Lime or Conserve, and many other places of course. So a quick flat line pre-mix is just as good as the stuff that I use. It's just a bit easier for you. You fancy having a go? This brickwork is so wet that some of the mortar, when we were cutting out with the machine, was turned into a paste, which is basically the lime mortar that is saturated. Right, well, you get the gist of it there, and we'll leave it at that for a short while while I do a bit more, because it will bore you too much with what I'm doing. And there you have it. As you can see, we've cut the joints nice and deep, all the way across there, and all the way up there. Now, a week ago, all this was covered in thick white paint, and it's now free of it. We've removed the cement mortar and the paint, so hopefully this building can now start to dry out. Also doing the stonework, that piece there. There's a couple of little repairs to do on it. It's been damaged over the years, but nothing major. Started stripping that sill, still got to do that one, and on the edge here, because it's all chipped away, what I'll do is I'll put a pencil line across it nice and level, and then cut through it with a saw to get a nice clean crisp edge again. It's no good trying to patch it, it won't last if I do that. Right, well, I think that's about it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And if you've subscribed, thank you very much. If you've not subscribed yet, please feel free to do so. And we shall see you next week for another episode of Messing About with Old Buildings. See you soon.